All right, good morning, everyone. This is a review lesson for your geometry exam. I'm going to do two different problems. Here's a shape that's kind of an odd looking shape, and you just watched an Edpuzzle on this. And what you do with a shape like this is to put it into one or two pieces. So what I like to do is take shape. I like to turn the page and see what the best way to do this particular shape. And I found out that this is probably the best way to do is to turn it this way. So looks like you got kind of somewhat of a rectangle here, and this is looking like it's forming a triangle to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it into two different shapes. Now I have a rectangle and a triangle, but you don't know the base and the height of this triangle. So let's take a look at this base right here. This covers the side of the rectangle, or the base of the rectangle, and there's the base of the triangle. This part right here is not the base of the triangle, so you have to take that part off to find the base of the rectangle. So I have an 8 here, and I'm going to come over here, and this is a 5 here, so this part is a 5. So basically I'm taking off 5, so 8 minus 5 is going to give me 3 centimeters. What does that 3 centimeters mean? That is your base of your triangle. Okay, so now we have the base. Now we have to go and find the height of the triangle. Okay, so same thing as we did before. Now we're going to use this 10, which goes all the way across, which is the way we have it turned right now. It's going to be the height of the rectangle. Now let's come down here, and you see there's 4 centimeters right here. This part is not part of the triangle. This is part of the triangle. So I'm taking that 4 off. So I'm going to do 10 minus 4 because I'm taking the 4 off. That's going to give me 6 centimeters. That represents the height of the triangle. Okay, so we got to find the area of both shapes. So let me move it up. I'm going to find the area of this triangle first. I got a base of 3 and a height of 6. So 6 times 3, don't forget to divide by 2, is 18 over 2, which gives you 9. So the area of that triangle is 9 centimeters. Okay, so now we have to work with the rectangle. And this looks like it's going to be pretty easy because the way it's sitting, I've got a base. Actually, you know what? We could turn it this way. Let's do it this way and look at the rectangle. Now I'm looking at this part in here. I've got a base of 5 and a height of 10. So I'm going to do 10 times 5 gives me 50 centimeters squared. All right. So I know I've got it turned upside down. So let's look at this again. This is 10. And 5, that gives me 50. So let's turn it back right side. So the square, or the rectangle, is equal to 50 centimeters squared. The triangle is equal to 9 centimeters squared. And if you add those up, the total figure is 59 centimeters squared. So what we did is we took one big odd looking shape, we cut it into two figures that we could find the area. We did a rectangle and we did a triangle. And this is the total area of both figures. Now I'm going to have you down here fill in your questions down here. I'm not going to do that for you, but there's the work. Okay, let's flip over. I'm going to flip over on the back. And this looks kind of like a house. So let's look at the shape. There's a rectangle here, and then there's a triangle up top. I'm going to work with the triangle first. So let's see. We've got a 6 here, an 8 here, a 5 going straight up and down, and then we have these two measurements right here. This 5, it looks like it's the height, or the 5 is the height. Okay, so that's the height of the triangle. Now we have to find the base of the triangle. Well, let's look here. We've got two different measurements. This is one triangle. This is another triangle. We want to make it into one big triangle. So we're going to combine these two little ones. Here's the base. Here's a base. You're going to add those two, and that's going to give you 10 centimeters. So the base of the triangle is 10 centimeters. And we'll put a little triangle here. Okay, so base times height. 5 times 10. Don't forget your 2. That is going to give you 50 over 2. So that's going to give us 25 centimeters squared. What does that represent? That is both of these triangles together, the area of both of those triangles. Okay, so we have the area. Let's go ahead and do what we did last time. The triangle is going to be equal to 25 centimeters squared. Now we have to go down here and do the rectangle. So let's take a look at what we have for the rectangle. Here's a base of the rectangle. We don't have a measurement here, but the opposite side is 10. So that's going to be 10. Let me raise it up. So the base is 10. The height is going to be 5.2. So what do? Well, base times height. 10 times 5.2 equals 52. So the rectangle is 52 centimeters squared. So let's go over here, draw us a little rectangle, and that equals 52 centimeters squared. And we have to add those. So our total will be 77 centimeters squared. So again, I took the shapes, they were pretty much divided up for me. This did have two triangles, but I put them together by adding these two bases. And then you have a rectangle down here, and you had to bring the base down here from here, and then there's your height. So once again, I'm going to have you fill in these questions from the work at the top.